Hello humans, welcome back to my makeup room. Today I'm going to do a full face of first impressions. I made an order from Shop Miss A and got pretty much a full face of makeup from mostly the AOA brand. I think all the AOA brand of makeup. The only thing I don't have to do a full face is concealer, because I'm pretty sure they only had a stick concealer and I'm not about that life, so I'm just going to be using my regular liquid concealer. But I've heard a lot about this brand and I just kind of wanted to give it a shot, and I know that a lot of people were doing these types of videos maybe about a year ago, maybe a year and a half, so I'm late to the party, but I just saw, I think it was Amy Loves Makeup, just a sort of a recommending stuff from Shop Miss A, and I was just inspired. Let's get a couple things out of the way here. I got one of their magnetic palettes. This one looks like wood, and mine did come with a little nick in the paper on the outside. It is cardboard and it does have a mirror, and it is magnetized. So this seems like pretty good quality, minus the little bit of damage that it came with, but it's on the back, so it's not too terrible. But that's the first thing I have, and I did also buy a whole schwack of the sponges to try out. This one, I don't know what it is. I've washed it with soap and the makeup just stays, so it looks totally disgusting. But I do quite like the sponge. This is I think this is just the original sponge. I haven't tried out the Paw Paw sponge, which is also supposed to be good, but is a little bit more expensive. I have it in my drawer. This is just kind of the original sponge, and it's the one with the beveled edge. And I quite like it. Definitely comparable to the Real Technique sponge, which is my favorite sponge. Oh, I also don't have a primer. I don't know why I don't have a primer, but I don't. So I'm just going to prime my face really quick. And for my base, I have AOA Studio Perfect BB Cream, Skin Perfecting and Color Correcting. This is in Fair. Looks like that. It's pretty thick for BB cream. It's not really running down too much. So that's interesting. So I'm just going to use my sponge. Yeah, it seems like really thick. And not a terrible shade. It is a bit yellow and a bit dark. But it's not going on too badly. It's looking pretty nice, actually. I do think this is something I might have to lighten. Yeah, you can see the difference. Let's just bring this down my neck a little bit. It's definitely too dark for me, which is always a concern with affordable makeup because I am so pale. Usually the shade range doesn't work for me. But I'm going to go in with concealer now, and hopefully that'll lighten things up. This is my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Fair Warm. Yeah, you can see how light this concealer is compared to the BB cream. I mean, this concealer is extremely, extremely fair, but normally it doesn't look white compared to the foundation I'm using. Now to set everything down, I have the AOA setting powder. It's the loose powder and it's in the shade Soft Light. I just have to peel off the little sticker. Woo! Oh, powder explosion. Powder explosion. It does come in this nice little compact tube. How much is in here? 7 grams. So my milk powder comes with 25 grams. Maybelline Fit Me comes with 20 grams. And Hourglass Veil comes with 10.5 grams. So it is a small powder. Oh man, oh. And messy. It is a messy one. So I'm just going to set my eyes. It doesn't want to come out of that sifter. I'm just swirling. This powder is very powdery. It does not want to be picked up by anything. Not a bad shade. And it did set everything down, so that's okay. It feels soft, and it is matte, but not any more matte than like my milk powder. So I'm not hating it. I'm okay with this powder. This seems alright. I didn't get a bronzer, but I did get a pressed powder in a deeper shade. This is the finishing pressed powder in the shade Toffee. And it is very warm, so I'm not anticipating this going very well. So I'm going to take my... Oh my god. It's very, very kick-uppy. Oh man, so much came up on the brush. I'm just going to swirl this on my hand first, because this is... I'm covered in powder. This is not going to go well, I don't think. I'm gonna take this way down my neck and my chest to balance everything out. It's not looking that bad, actually. It's warm, but it's not like orange. At least it's not in person. Like, it's so kick-uppy, you'd go through this so fast. And I mean, it's only probably like $1 or $2, but still, that's a pain. And I'm covered in powder now. And I'm wearing all black, so if I was using a pale powder, it would just be a disaster zone. So not a big fan of that. Now, for blush, I think this might actually be pretty successful. This is the Lumi Radiant Blush in the shade Delicate Pink. Let's see. So it's a glowy blush, and I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to trying this. I'm going to use a little angle brush. Okay, I'm definitely looking kind of orange on camera. Oh well. It's definitely adding some glow. And it's not too pigmented, so this isn't one you're gonna over apply incredibly easily. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely not, I'm just gonna blend that in. It's definitely not as nice as, say, my MAC Extra Dimension blush, but it's a nice little glowy blush. I'm not mad at it. Could be a little bit more pigmented. It's definitely more glow than it is blush, but okay with it. Now, next, I have the AOA F19 brush, which Amy Loves Makeup raved about in her video. And I'm going to use the pressed highlighter in the shade Eris. And it looks to be a very white, icy highlighter. Ooh, again, very powdery. But, I mean, hey, it's glowy. That is an icy highlighter. I'm not hating it. Let's see. I do like this brush. This is a great highlighting brush. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna, again, blend it all in. I mean, it's definitely not my favorite highlight. I feel like it's picking up on the texture in my skin, which I don't always. I don't know if I've ever had that issue. So I don't love it, but it's not terrible. Now, for brows, I have a sculpting brow pencil in the shade Taupe and a Go Brow Fiber Gel in also the shade Taupe. That's a spoolie. So this has one of those, let's see here, triangular tips, and honestly the shade looks kind of green, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but let's try it out. Let's see what happens. It is a very hard pencil. That's one brow done. It's very waxy. So it's definitely sort of putting the hairs down, sticking them to my face. Let's see here. I don't hate the formula. It's not my favorite. And I'm not entirely sure the color is right. But on the whole, it's okay. Okay, time for brow gel. Oh man, it's a gloopy one. It's gloopy. We do have this itty bitty little spoolie. It's very thick. Ooh, I don't like this. I don't think I'm good with this. It's so thick and gloopy. Just gonna sort of spoolie everything out. Try and blend it all in. The color isn't bad, but I don't like that formula one bit. That's what the brows look like. Now for eyes. I went a bit off of the traditional route. I decided to get a shadow stick because I didn't really like any of the pressed shadows that they had. So I got a shadow stick. It's in the shade Shimmer Drama. It's kind of like a metallic rose gold coppery shade. I also have a liquid liner that is, again, metallic, and it's a copper shade. It's called Fame. So I don't know if these are going to go together, but let's try. Also, I think the end of this shadow thing was supposed to have a sharpener, but it doesn't, so the cap keeps falling off. Anyways, so let's go in with the shadow stick. Oh, it's tuggy. Oh dear. This hurts my eyes. Okay, and I'm just gonna try and blend out the edges with just like a transition shade. Okay, now I'm gonna try out this little metallic liner. It is, let's see here, a little copper moment. So you might not be able to see it on the eyes, but I'm gonna be right back and see where we end up with that. Okay, so the liner, I actually don't hate. It's pretty opaque and like, it's not budging on my hand. The one thing I don't like these like pot applicators with the dippy brush, but it's not terrible. And if you're making sort of a statement wing, it's okay. It might, oh, did I touch it? It's taking a hot minute to dry. I don't know if it's gonna be crinkly or crusty or what's gonna happen, but not the worst. Now I'm just gonna throw a little setting spray on before I put on my mascara. So for mascara, this is the AOA Studio Fat Lash Mascara. It has plastic bristles, but they're fairly short, and it has a little bit of a curve to the wand. Not anything super dramatic, but it is there. So let's see how she does. So this is what we're doing, where we are. The mascara is not the worst, but I will say it's definitely more lengthening than it is volumizing. And I don't know if you can tell, but this liner is looking hella crusty, like it's gonna flake off at any moment. So, neat to try a color, but I don't know if this is gonna last on my face. Okay, so this is the final look. So I put on a lip. This is 2024 Vintage. It's a liquid lipstick. And I'm wearing a lash. These are the style Tracy. They are a faux mink lash. So that's the finished look. So let's have a little recap. Starting from the beginning. BB cream. I actually think it's not bad. It gave me pretty okay coverage for a BB cream. My only qualm is, of course, the shade. So I think I can probably use this as long as I lighten it up a little bit. And I think I'm going to keep this. See how it goes. I'm not doing like a wear test today or anything, so I'm not going to be able to say anything about the longevity of any of these products, but this is okay. I'm not hating it. Next, the setting powder. All in all, it mixed in with my setting spray pretty nicely. It's not bad. It's not a bad shade. I don't hate this, but I don't like the packaging. So I'm going to keep this around, but not wear it when I'm wearing black, so I get powder all over myself. Next up, my attempt at a bronzer. This is definitely probably a no from me, but again, I was not using it as it is intended. I can't give any solid opinions on this one. For the blush, the Lumi Radiant Blush, I kind of like this. I think this is a win. I'm going to recommend this. It's not super pigmented, but it is very glowy. So if you like a glowy blush, I think this is all right. highlighter. I mean, it is giving me a nice reflect, but I don't love it. Okay, let's do some swatching. All right. Oh, you know what? It doesn't feel that powdery. It feels kind of soft. So this is the AOA. Next up is, now these aren't going to be color dupes, but this is the J-Cat You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter in White Goddess. This is J-Cat Crystal Sand. Now this one I just got, this is a Makeup Revolution Baked Highlighter. I just got this in my advent calendar, and it's a pretty white highlight. So it's down over here. Wet n Wild Mega Glow in, oh god, in Blossom Glow. Now this one is from the Soph and Makeup Revolution palette, which is stunning. And now for a couple sort of cream formulas. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight. I have the shade Pearl. And ColourPop Flexitarian. So, Flexitarian, Physicians Formula, Soph, and Makeup Revolution. Looking at all these in the swatches, the AOA one is definitely the most powdery. So I don't think I'm going to recommend this because all of these are drugstore options that are fairly affordable and accessible. So if you're on a budget, I think it would be worth it to up your budget from the $1 to $2 range to the this one is like $3 or $4. Revolution is probably $5. J-Cat's maybe $10. ColourPop is maybe $10. You can get the Revolution palette, and then you get 8 highlighters. And the Physicians Formula one is probably like 15 or 20. But all of these I think are better options than the AOA one, and not over the moon expensive. Okay, that concludes the base products. Now let's tackle eyebrows. So, the brow pencil. I think I'm okay with this brow pencil. It's not my favorite. I definitely think it pulls a little bit green, but if you have an olive skin tone, you might like it. And you do get a decent amount of product. You get 0.24 grams. Let's see here, the e.l.f. one, 0.18 grams. So you get more than the e.l.f. one. I think they're pretty similar in price point. And I don't know, I might like this formula better than the e.l.f. one because it is stiffer. It's a touch waxy for me, but I do think I prefer it to the e.l.f. Shock horror. So I think I'm cool with this brow pencil. I think I could recommend this brow pencil. Oh, I forgot the highlight brush. The F19. I do like this highlight brush. I like this one. And as you can recall, the brow gel, not for me. Way too thick and gloopy. And for eyes, the cream shadow, long lasting shadow stick. I don't like this. It's very tuggy. It's very, see, it feels creamy on my hand, but you know, your eyes are so much more sensitive. You have to press kind of hard to get a nice effect. So I don't like this shadow stick. I can't recommend this. Now for the Starlit liquid eyeliner in Fame, this copper guy. I don't think this would make it into as like a staple or anything in my collection, But if I wanted to try out, let's see, how shall I word this? If you want to try and venture out into more adventurous eyeliners and you don't want to pay a lot of money, I think this would be a good place to start. So you can kind of get a feel of like what colors you like, what finishes you like. And like it went on okay and it's pretty opaque, so I'm not mad at it. But I don't think that it is stunning and beautiful and going to be a staple in my life or anything. And to finish off the eyes, let's talk these lashes. These are, again, the Tracy lashes, and I don't like these. As soon as I started pulling them off the little plastic tray thing that they come on, lashes just started pulling out of them. They are not going to last. The band is very, very thick. They do look nice and wispy, which I'm happy about, but they just aren't doing it for me. They're really, really bad quality. And I mean, I know they're really cheap lashes. So I think if you were wanting to wear lashes for a Halloween look or something, and you just want one pair of lashes to wear once, throw away, and you're gonna wear a liquid liner because I think that is essential because of how thick the band is, go for it. Spend $1 or $2 or $3 or however much these lashes were. They do look pretty for what they are, but I wouldn't recommend them if you are a person who wears lashes all the time. Oh, the mascara. Not the worst mascara. I mean, it went on pretty good, and it definitely did some lengthening, although it is called Fat Lash, and I did not notice any volume. So if you like a lengthening mascara, go for it. Volumizing, not so much. And the liquid lipstick. Now, I didn't try any of the paler, nuder shades, but this deep shade is not having a good time. You might not be able to tell, but I've got some serious butthole lip happening, and it's very patchy and streaky, and the pigment is not even whatsoever. And I lined my lips and everything. So, no go on the liquid lipstick. It is also already very drying, and I've only been wearing it for 10 minutes. That's the end of my first impressions. If you enjoyed this, give it a little thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to, and hit the bell to become a Pavlovian dog. See you next time. Bye.